What's up, everybody? How's your Sunday going? It is gorgeous outside. Absolutely gorgeous. It's been a beautiful morning, and I'm still on Oneida Lake, or I'm back on Oneida Lake. I was gone yesterday afternoon. I'm back this morning. I launched at Godfrey Point this morning, and I've been fishing the East End to some success. Before we get into that, if you watched all the way to the end, and a whole lot of you did yesterday on the morning report, then right on. I did a little giveaway where you had to give me the secret code in order to be entered into the giveaway, and I'm giving away a set of Awakening Angler stickers. And if you watched again yesterday's morning report all the way to the end, I asked the question, how many different species of fish did you catch the last time you were fishing? And I had a flood of guys that watched all the way to the end. And man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So, if you didn't watch to the end, you missed out on today's giveaway. But Anthony Valenti didn't miss out. Anthony Valenti won. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. Now, what do you got to do to get your stuff? All you got to do is get a hold of me, either Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, Instagram or Facebook on the DM. You can tell me your address privately. Don't put it on YouTube. Don't put it out in public comments. Just get a hold of me privately, and we will. I'll get you hooked up, and I'll send them out to you tomorrow morning in the mail. So that's that. That was for 1,700 subscribers. Man, we just hit 16 less than a week ago. It's incredible. Thank you, everybody out there who's digging it. Thank you. And the more you guys dig it, the more I want to do stuff and show you and really listen. Not everybody gets to do all these different things, and it doesn't mean that they wouldn't like to do it, doesn't mean they wouldn't like to, and it doesn't mean that they wouldn't love to see it. We have such a bounty in upstate New York, really incredible of what we have. It's a I don't know what there's a phrase there, something of riches or whatever, but we have it all. We have it all, and you can go chase. I'm all excited. My tongue's getting tied this morning. Anthony Valenti, get a hold of me, brother. All right, let's move on with that. But what I will tell you is, it's not just on the anniversaries where I'm going to do this. Anytime I get the urge, I'm going to toss in something at the end of a video and say, hey, this, and this, and enter into your chance to win something. Whatever. I don't know. So it behooves you to stick around, and I appreciate everybody that does. On to the morning fishing report. Today I'm on Oneida Lake. I just told you I launched at Godfrey Point this morning because my boat was already on the trailer. Now, I had originally told everybody that we were going to go to the St. Lawrence River yesterday, Courtney and I, and we were going to jig up giant walleye. Well, the wind was howling out of the east down here this morning. I talked to my buddy Terry up on the St. Lawrence River, and he said that everything was calm and the wind wasn't bad up there. But he also said he hadn't caught a walleye in 2 days since he'd been up at camp this week and hadn't even seen any marks, and he wasn't sure what was going on, and those fish had moved. Okay, so I said, well, Courtney was going with me. That's a long ride to, boy, what happens if we get rough weather? And, when you take your wives, girlfriends, daughters, kids fishing with you, you got to make sure of a couple things. And I'm diligent that I make sure of a bunch of things. First and foremost, the weather. Inclement weather, wind, big waves, that's a no-go for my wife. It's pretty rare that she'll fish in anything but sunshine and fairly flat seas. For a number of reasons, she gets a little queasy, whatever. She loves to be out and fishing, but I got to make sure the weather's right, and I didn't have confidence making that hour-and-a-half drive to get up there and find out she's rolling or something, or that wind picked up. So I scrapped that. I said, where could we go? I think of all those pictures I see from Don Nelson, and I said, hey, let's go down to Skaneateles Lake. In my lifetime, and I am a native Central New Yorker, I've never been in a boat on Skaneateles Lake fishing or anything. Never been in a boat on Skaneateles Lake. So we said, you know what? We're going to scrap the St. Lawrence. We're going to go to Skinny Atlas. I know there's walleyes in there. I know there's bass in there. I know there's trout in there. You never know. Let's go just fish, find some fish marks and fish them. And we did. We drove around first because it was a spectacular day and that lake is gorgeous. And certainly some of the homes down there are just breathtaking. There's a lot of money on the north end of Skinny Atlas Lake. We didn't go all the way down to the south end. We launched over off the west side there, the northwest side at the state ramp. It's gorgeous though. The water, the scenery, the sunshine, it still felt like summertime yesterday. And it was fantastic, and we went and drove around and had a little picnic on the water and found some fish right about evening time and caught a bunch of some really big perch and a couple good smallmouth, a lot of little ones, and a ton of rock bass. I was drop shotting looking for bass in 35 foot of water, and dunk 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 dunk, and all of a sudden a big mouth breather comes up, and you know we were catching rock bass this big, you know, big trophy rock bass. So that was yesterday. So the boat was still on the trailer. We didn't get home till well after dark. It was probably 10 o'clock at night. And so then I was like, well, I don't know where I'm going to go in the morning. I got to go somewhere, do something. So I looked at the weather last night when I went to bed, and it was supposed to rain this morning. Rain was supposed to start at, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock this morning. And I'm like, I don't want to travel far if it's going to be, you know, crappy and rainy. And so I said, okay. I don't fish the east end of Oneida Lake very often. So I trailered my boat to Godfrey and put it in, and I went right out and started fishing that. It was an east wind today, so it was from 117 to 119, fishing east to west. And that was where I used to always fish in the old days when I had my old green duck boat. And that's going back 20 years at least. But that was, you know, black and purple bucktail and a half a crawler from 117 to 119. If I couldn't get bit out there, I couldn't get bit anywhere. I didn't get bit out there this morning, but I went right back out there. I had worms from yesterday, which I don't normally have. I went right back out there and fished it. I didn't do squat. So then I started working my way back west. Air temp this morning when I left Godfrey Point was in the mid 60s. Beautiful morning, quiet, still, barely a ripple out here even now. And so then I came out. So I left at 119, and I come into Sugarloaf. I was on the upwind side, on the northeast side. Had pretty good fish marks. Did one keeper there, and that was it. And I fished 3 drifts onto that because the wind was pushing me right up onto it, which is where I wanted to be. Those fish were on the upwind side, just like we talked about the other morning. They were on the upwind side. They just weren't really going, at least not for me. I didn't see any. There was a couple boats around. I didn't see anybody do anything. And so then I slid west a little bit, and I'm just straight south of 121 on that outer edge right there. And boy, I found them stacked on this wall, all up and down this wall. I've had 3 keepers, 4 fish, and all on different stuff. The last 3 came on that moonshine glow goby. They've liked that lately. That's been pretty good for me the last 3 trips. So water surface temp out here is 69.8. Yesterday morning it was as low as 67. Makes sense. That nice, beautiful, warm, sunny day yesterday brought it right back up. You know, a couple degrees a day, unless you have a bitter cold front, is probably all you're going to get for water temperature variation out here right now. And that really depends drastically on, you know, where you are and what the previous day's weather was, you know. So it's a beautiful sunny morning again today, so you know that's come back up a little bit. So that's been my morning. 5 walleyes, 4 keepers, nothing else. I haven't had a bite from anything else that I know of. And I've been fishing it from 25, 26 all the way into 11. And I've caught walleyes all the way in between. There hasn't been one specific depth that was best for me. It's just been coming up onto this windward shore of anything I've fished so far this morning. That's all I'm doing. So I'm getting ready to head back, take the boat back, put it in the dock, and then I'll go get my truck later and go from there. So thanks everybody for watching. Been a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Feel free to share any of your fish pictures from the weekend over with me, either on Instagram or Facebook. I love seeing everybody's pictures because it always gives me ideas of where I might want to go the following weekend. So thanks as always. Had fun out here this morning. Good to be back on my home water because I sure do enjoy it here. Skinny Atlas was beautiful and fun yesterday, but it's no Oneida Lake. So thanks everybody. Have a great Sunday. Go do something fun. And as always, yeah, baby, keep your tip up.